Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life Starring Deb. It's been a minute, it's been about a month since we came together, but I felt it was time to get back in front of this camera and talk to you about something very important. Now, the last time we were together, I talked about the importance of voting. And as we get closer to election day, I felt it was my responsibility to come to you one more time before the election just to tell you to relax. Now, listen, I know that that is hard to do, especially with so much on the line, and especially every time you turn on your TV or every time you go on internet, you see something about the election, about the candidates that are running for our president. And when that happens, it will bring forth some anxiety, and it will bring forth some fear, and it will bring forth headaches, and you start to feel sick to your stomach, and you can't sleep, and all of that. And when that begins to happen, it is time to step away from it, to turn it off. Because by now, hopefully, you already know what you are going to do on election day. You already know which candidate you're going to vote for. And so all you can do is do your part and vote. And then see what the results bring from your vote and hopefully the votes of many other people. We can't control it. We can't control the outcome. We can only do what we know to do, and that is our part, which is to vote. Now, let me remind you of something. When you go into that polling box or when you fill out your absentee ballot and mail it away, it is only you in that box, your heart and your conscience in that polling box. So it doesn't matter what your family does, what the history of your family has done, whether or not your family has always been a Republican, you've got to vote Republican, or your family's always been a Democrat and you have to vote Democrat. It is you. It is you all alone in that ballot box. And you get to decide what you want, what you feel is best for not only you, but for the country that we live in. It's you, your conscience, and your heart. So you have to decide out of the two candidates, and there are many other candidates on the ballot, but we don't hear about them. But out of the two specific ones that are running, which one of the two best represents your values and the things that you want in your country? Out of the two, which one do you think represent you and what you want and what you feel in your heart? We don't personally know either one of these candidates. We don't. But we can listen. We hear what they're saying. We see what they are doing, and we are attracted to the energy that they bring, either in a negative sense or a positive sense. The energy, the passion that they have about running the country, and not just running the country, but working together with people to run the country right. That's it. So vote from your heart and your conscience on voting day. Before that, if it gets too much for you, turn it off and step away. Because the last thing that you need is anxiety and fear, and you can't sleep and you can't eat and your stomach's upset because you're worried about what's going to happen on election day. Don't worry. Just do your part. Now, by now, you probably have received your absentee ballot in the mail. Open it and pay attention to that. Also with that, you probably received an official sample ballot. Now, inside of this sample ballot, it will give you instructions. It will give you descriptions on the different propositions. Now, not only are we voting for the President of the United States, we're also voting for propositions that affect the state that you live in. Pay attention to those propositions and vote for them. And inside this booklet, they have a description of what each proposition is. So you read up on it or Google it so that you vote according to how you feel. Now, I'm also really concerned about our mature, our elderly people that are registered to vote. They may not understand. They may not have a way to the polling center in your city or state. They may not have a way to drop off their absentee ballot. So I'm asking you to assist our older people that may not have the means, and also our younger people who this may be their very first election, and you want to sit down with them and you want to explain to them the different propositions, and hear what they have to say and answer the questions that they may have the best way that you can. Now, I've had some conversations with some people, and they're saying, no matter who wins, it's only 4 years. It's only 4 years. And I'm here to tell you a lot can happen in 4 years. Things can go from bad to worse in 4 years, or they can go from bad to better in 4 years. There's a lot that can happen in 4 years. So it is very important, very, very important that we vote this year so that the next 4 years are not as bad as they could be, or maybe they're better than they are, right? The one thing is for sure, both candidates, Trump and Harris, are not new to the White House. Trump has been the president, and Harris is our vice president currently. So neither one of them are new to the White House. But I am saying, during the time that Trump was the president, I saw a lot of things that just made me upset about different things, especially the way that he handled the pandemic when a lot of people were dying, and there's things coming out in the news now about what else was going on during that time. I especially didn't like the way that he disrespected women, the way that he spoke of them, and the things that he was accused of doing to them before he was president. I don't like the way he talks specifically about women, always saying, they're nasty, that. So I don't want someone like that running the country. I just don't. So what I am going to say is this. I am voting for the Harris ticket for a lot of reasons, and not just because she's black and not just because she's a woman, but because of what she stands for. And I'm going to say this to you also. Don't lose your family over the election, arguing about this, that, or the other, because they are still your family. And you know what? No matter which way this thing goes, you're going to need your family, probably. You will need your family, whether it's Harris or whether it's Trump, you're going to need your family. So don't lose your family. Don't lose your friends. Don't argue because there's a difference of opinion. But I will say this, pay attention to what they are saying. Because I don't know if I can roll with somebody, if somebody can be my close friend, if they admire Trump, if they support Trump, if they think that Trump is the best person for the job or even just a respectful man. If they think that, then I'm side-eyeing you. Like, if you identify with that, then I'm not sure if we can hang like that, because I don't want to be around that type of person. I don't want to be around that kind of energy, and I definitely don't want to hear that type of conversation from somebody that, is close friends with me. I'm not going to disown you, but I may put some distance between us, because What you're showing me is what's really in your heart. And I don't want to be around anybody that has that in their heart. So that is what I'm going to say about the election. I'm going to repeat it again. Don't stress. Don't worry. Just do your part. And if everybody does their part, and votes from their heart and their conscience, I think we're going to turn out okay. But if we don't, I still want you to be kind to other people. I still want you to be helpful to other people. And I still want you to do what you can do on your street, on your block, in your city, to be the best person that you can be, to be the difference between what's right and what's wrong. And hopefully we can get through the next 4 years in a better state. So that is today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm always, always happy to come before you. And soon we'll get back to business and talk about the things that affect us right now in this space, in this time. So until we meet again, be good, be real good, and don't forget to vote. Take care.